Hello, I'm Adrian, and welcome to Fight Scene Breakdown. Today we're taking a look at the battle between the Riot Stormtrooper and Finn. Finn has just been handed his very first lightsaber and comes across a Riot Stormtrooper who immediately calls him a traitor. The internet then affectionately called him TR-8R after that one line. But instead of dutifully trying to dispatch Finn with his gun and protecting himself with his riot shield, he instead opts to immediately drop said equipment and engage in a one-on-one melee fight. We later found out through official Star Wars lore that this Stormtrooper was actually named FN-2199, and his name was Nines for short. Turns out he served with Finn in a 4-man squad before Finn went AWOL, which explains why Nines was able to recognize him so easily and why he was so determined to take him out. J.J. Abrams likes to constantly keep the camera moving during his action sequences, and in this fight this is readily apparent in the wides. Notice how every time we cut to a wider shot, the camera either is tracking to the left or to the right. It gives more flair to any choreography and uses it quite well, especially this shot right here to see the scope of the battlefield. Most of the fight is presented in these tighter over-the-shoulder shots, but we do occasionally see more of the combatants, such as right here where we see the awesome twirling action of the stun baton, which is only augmented by the camera tracking to the right. Personally, I feel certain segments were a little overcut, as the problem doesn't lie in the framing, but in how quickly we move from one setup to the next without letting the shot breathe a little. Take a look at the first initial hits. We start on the soldier about to launch his first hit, then immediately cut to behind him as soon as contact is made, and then immediately cut again once contact is made, and immediately cut again as soon as there's an impact. It's not terribly necessary to cut on every hit unless the choreography looked horrendous in the wide, but thankfully the latter end of the fight does give them a little time to flex their fighting prowess. The choreography has a pretty good ebb and flow to it. Initially, Nines is hell-bent on taking the offensive. He continuously assaults Finn with a series of blows, while Finn is forced to only block, never really getting a chance to go in for an attack himself. This changes when he sees an opening to go for a lunge, the term in fencing when you launch yourself forward to score a point. Of course, this is fighting with an energy sword and the posture is totally different, so instead let's say he goes in for a thrust, which is the name given to the literal movement of moving your sword forward in a stabbing motion. But he fails to land any hit on his body, and when they are clenched, Nines takes the opportunity to take a swing at him and finish him off with an excellent hit. But then Han Solo takes a pot shot with Chewie's bowcaster and wins the fight for him. What did you guys think of the fight? Which fight would you like me to analyze next? Join my Patreon to get access to cool behind the scenes stuff and a bunch of other rewards. Subscribe and you can follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and brand new Facebook fan page, Godzilla Rex. See you next time.